Hi painting students, if you're watching this video, it means that you turned in your permission slip to me with your parent signature as well as your signature saying that I will be able to get back all of my painting supplies and materials to my painting teacher at the end of the semester. So without further ado, let's get it. So you are going to be receiving a really fancy Target bag. Your Target bag has inside of it a sketchbook, which is just made by me. It's some drawing paper, and you can go ahead and draw some of your ideas on here. You're also going to be getting a bigger cup of gesso, which is a medium that's used to paint on any surface to make it more likely to hold paint and not have any paint flake off of it. Now, I would like you to go ahead and label with your name first and last and your class code on your Target bag. Just in case somebody leaves their bag in the classroom, I know who it belongs to. So first and last and your class code would be what hour you're in and whether you're an A or B student. So it would be 1B or 1A, whichever hour you're in. So inside of your Target bag, other than the gesso and your sketchbook you have, I will likely have you pick out a river stone that is for our alternative substrate project that we're going to do later. Which they're by my door. If you choose one large one like this one, then you only need one. If you choose some smaller ones, then you'll definitely need two. It's something that we will talk about. Obviously, I don't expect to get these back, but it's part of our Positivity Rocks and alternative substrate project that we're going to be doing later. So you will need it later. Here are also your paints that you're going to be getting. You're getting the primary colors, so red, yellow, blue, and you can make any of the secondary, tertiary colors from these three in combination. Now, why are you getting these cups attached to a piece of mat board by Hot Glue? Well, I ordered back in July your guys' paints. They just haven't come back in yet. Because we had to order so much more than usual. We usually use a class set, but obviously this year we aren't sharing because we don't want to share any germs. So included in here, this one is white paint, and the one on the end is matte medium, which matte medium is a thinner that we use for glazing. I will tell you more about that later. It dries clear, and it can give a consistent varnish for your painting. Now, inside of here, right now, you have a canvas paper pad. It has 10 pages in it, and you can feel the texture of it has some teeth to it, or feels the way a stretched canvas would feel. So you have 10 pages of this, which I really like this. It's easier to frame if you have something that you really want to frame and hang on your wall because it's thinner, that you don't have to create a frame and put around your gallery wrap painting. That the stretch canvases usually have a thickness to them that would not fit inside of a frame. So it's a little bit less expensive to frame. Now here is your palette. It has a lid on it. I snapped together the lids. They're kind of hard to get on. They're easier if you put the lid down and snap the top on. Make sure that you're washing this out every day. Otherwise, the acrylic, like you know, if acrylic dries inside of your palette, it will turn into plastic and be there pretty permanently. So you want to be sure that you're washing and drying this at the end of each day. So whether that's in class or at home, you're washing out your palette. And if you get anything in your lid, make sure that you're washing out your palette lid. Okay, you also have a paint rag in here. So we don't use as many paper towels, that's just more environmental, that we can also save money and use our paint rags. If you are in class and you have a dirty paint rag, so your paint rag is completely stiff and it's not taking on any new paint or water, it's not absorbent anymore, you can put it in the basket by the sink that says it's a blue basket and it's hanging up underneath the easels in class. So I'll tell you more about how to get your dirty rags washed. Also, you have a set of brushes. Now, everybody's set of brushes is a little bit different, but for the most part, you have the same set. They might just be different colors or from a different year. So you should have at least one small brush. This one has several small brushes. So if you need to check out a detailed brush, for whatever reason, I have a few more detail brushes that you can check out. So this one's more of a liner brush and can be used for some writing. See, it's a little bit longer. I'll hold it over this piece of paper so you can see it. It's a little bit longer. Because we're using acrylic paint, make sure that you're using some soap. So if it's in class, a little bit of hand soap, and swirl it around in your hand like so with the soap in it until the water runs out completely clear. It's really important that we wash our brushes every day because, like I said, acrylic paint dries in your brushes. I checked all of your brushes and put together your kits so I know what quality the brushes are when you get them. So if they're hardened, that's something that you could be held responsible for. So hopefully your brushes come back in an expected condition. So you're washing them in your hand with the soap. And you might even have to do that a couple of times if you have a lot of paint in your brush, that you want to wash it in your hand with soap and water until the water runs completely clear and there is no more soap, okay? So the different kinds of brushes, this brush is called a round brush. So it is completely round all the way around, and it's kind of fluffier. Now this kind of brush with the harder hairs like this, which most of you have at least one of, are usually traditionally for oil and acrylic if you want to do scumbling or if you would like to put a texture in it. We'll talk about scumbling later. It's kind of where you're blending by moving your brush around a lot. It's similar to the feeling of scribbling. This one is a flat brush, so you can see that the bristles have been pushed together so that they're flat and they're wide on this end. Flat brushes are my favorite. Actually, my personal favorite, because I can get a pretty consistent line, better than the liner brushes. If the liner brush is a round brush, I can get a more consistent line. So you would think that a tiny brush like this could get a really good line, but sometimes it's inconsistent. Sorry about the bell. This one is also a round brush. It will be used for more absorbent things. So if you have some thin, if you want to use your matte medium is really thin for the most part. So you could use this, it's really absorbent based on the material that it is. It's a really soft, fluffy brush. So it'd be good for blending, it'd be good for absorbing. So you might even, this one doesn't have a good filbert one. I wanna show you a filbert brush. So you know round brush and flat brush. Let me get you a filbert brush. So I'm back with my filbert brush. Filbert brushes are also really great because they're pressed together really the same way that a flat brush is pressed together so that all the bristles are flat in a line this way. The top of a filbert brush though, however, is rounded. And if you look on your brush, that it will say the number. The number is related to the width of the brush, so how wide, so you could have a 1-inch brush, or the smaller the number, the smaller the brush. This actually says filbert on it, which I think filbert is such a funny, cute name for a brush. I also want to talk to you about the temperature of water that you should be cleaning your brushes with. So make sure that you're using room temperature or cold water even. If you use hot water, there's actually glue inside of the ferrule, which this metal piece is called the ferrule. And the glue is holding the bristles together inside of the ferrule. So not only the pressure from them being pressed together, but the glue holds the bristles in and it holds the top of the brush onto the handle. So it's really important that you don't use hot water. Room temperature or cooler water only, please. that just ensures that we can have these brushes again and again. So you should have 5 or 6 brushes in your kit. If you do not, please come see me. That I had some helpers helping me put together our kits because otherwise it wouldn't be possible to check them out this soon. Now, if you are totally done with this video, you can either rewatch it for review, or you can go on to the Google Forms that I'm sending you. Again, if you watch this video, it means you've turned in your permission slip and you are going to start your video. Good luck. I hope that these paints last until we get our actual tubes of paint, which you guys have a set of 12 coming to you soon. And you want to keep everything inside of your Target bag. Hopefully, try not to open the gesso until it's time to use it. Hopefully we remember to bring our kits to school every day. If you need to keep them in your drawer, come and bring them before school. We can work something out so that you can come and get it after school. All right, I'll see you later. Thank you.